I've had a lot of parents recently tell me that they're thinking about pulling their kid from baseball. And it's because they're not having as much fun anymore. They're not enjoying it. And look, honestly, I get it. Youth baseball nowadays is too slow. It's not fast paced enough. There's not enough action and there's not enough coaching going on. And what they really need is they need an experience that's specifically designed to help them develop, to help them grow and help them have fun. And that is exactly what I'm going to be telling you about today with our creation of SpeedBall. So currently in youth baseball, there are two options for you to choose from. We either have our recreational baseball programs, which is your Little Leagues, your Ponies, your Dixies, and then you have your travel baseball program. This is for more advanced players, intermediates to elites. But if your child is like mine, and they want a little bit more coaching and they want something more serious than a recreational baseball experience, but they don't want to give up their weekends and they don't want to have to travel all over the place playing travel baseball and working on all these things that you don't necessarily need to work on yet. That is why we have created SpeedBall, a third option that sits somewhere in the middle for the 60 to 70% of talented young athletes that want to fall in love with the game and truly grow into being something special. Now, in baseball, what we're seeing nowadays is we are seeing a complete transformation in the way baseball is being played, typically at the older levels. You've got the Savannah Bananas. You got the Major League Baseball. We just saw an all-star game with a swing off at the end. We're doing all these things to make baseball more fast-paced, more engaging, more entertaining for the youth players, but we're not doing anything to improve the youth playing experience. It has not evolved. We're seeing here in Major League Baseball, after they sped up the game of Major League Baseball, we saw a massive leap in attendance and engagement with young fans. And my belief is that we can have the same interest grow with the game of baseball if we provide to them a more modernized experience that fits the modern brain and the needs of the kids today. So you're asking me, David, what is this SpeedBall you're talking about here? So it's basically baseball or softball with the least amount of players necessary to play a game and all wasted time removed. So I'm going to give you some of the basics of the rule systems. Now, first off, unlike regular baseball, where you have two teams of 12 to 13, 14 kids, you got 30 kids out there. In SpeedBall, you have 12 to 15 kids out there at a time. That's 12 to 15 mouths to feed. That's it. So naturally, you're going to get more repetitions for everyone with that alone. And then instead of two teams of 12, we're talking three teams of 4 or 5, and you're rotating from hitting to outfield plus a catcher to infield plus a pitcher. You play the entire game. This is a big deal. There's no sitting the bench. And you have a 5-run limit per inning, except for the last inning where there's no run limits. And we like to use attainable home run lines, which allows the kids to hit the ball outside of the park, which is the most fun thing to do in sports. So we looked at the data here and we tracked the difference between a recreational kid pitch game versus a speedball game. Now, what I want to say is that everyone thinks that your kids need more games and more balls hit to them in the field, but what they really don't need is they don't need more games. What they don't need is they don't need one ball hit to them at shortstop in order to develop. They need hundreds of ground balls. They don't need one or two more at-bats. They need dozens of at-bats to get better, and that's what you get with speedball. So with a speedball game, you're going to get between 8 to 15 at-bats a game. On average, we're seeing 12. In a rec ball game, you're getting average between 2 to 3 at-bats a game. The average outs played on defense, you're going to get 4x with speedball, meaning you're thinking through 4 times more situations. So our kids go back to their spring teams or their travel teams, and they know how to play all the positions on the field because they've thought through so many more situations than the regular rec league player. They're going to play every single position over the course of a game. A regular youth league game, they're going to maybe play 2, 3 positions. In speedball, they're going to play 8. They're going to play significantly more defensive plays. We tracked how many times a ball was being touched by a defensive player in a recreational kid pitch game, and it was between 3 to 4. That is not enough. That is not developmental. That is not fun. In speedball, you're going to get somewhere around 12 on average. Now, your time in the box per at-bat. We've seen that over the time of the at-bat in a recreational game, it's taking a minute and a half while everybody's standing out there pulling their hair out. In speedball, you're in the box, out of the box in 18 seconds. So you're at bat, you're next at bat. If you struck out, it might come in 3-4 minutes from now. So we don't see kids breaking down, crying, getting upset because the game doesn't allow for it because it goes so fast. Time on the field. Because there's no time on the bench, you're going to get almost double the time on the field. And then obviously you get basically significantly less time on the bench because you're only waiting on the bench when you're waiting for your turn to hit. Otherwise, you are out there on the field learning, developing, competing, and having fun. So I just told you about some of the rules, but what I want to tell you really about that I'm so passionate about is the SpeedBall experience. And that's what we go so hard on. Before, when COVID hit, when we mapped this experience and created it and evolved it, we tracked everything that made baseball more fun, more uplifting, more engaging, and more developmental for kids. And we doubled down on that, and we removed anything that made baseball less fun. So what we found was that kids liked their custom jerseys. They wanted a life lesson curriculum. They want even teams with their buddies. They wanted full family engagement. That makes it fun. Music, announcers, walk-up songs, awards, at-home challenges so that engagement doesn't stop when practice or the game ends. We send you guys home with things to do at home so you're developing and you're inspired to work hard at home. We give players of the day, social media call-outs, game recaps are sent out. Engaging weekly videos sent out from your coaches and directors, and nicknames only. We only like to go by nicknames because, of course, that is fun. Also, with our SpeedBall programs, we have a lot of holistic development. I know that kids are probably going to go pro in something other than baseball. And we want to help baseball and softball be a vehicle to help them be the best versions of themselves. So depending on where you're at, you're going to be engaging with a Legends Life a playbook that I wrote myself, and it's one weekly life lesson that you take back with you and work on at home. And if you turn it in, you get a very special Legends token, and you can buy stuff at the Legends store. It is super fun. Now, some of the advantages for our SpeedBall players and families is, like in a regular rec league game, you're going to get 2-3 at-bats per game. In SpeedBall, you're going to get at least 8 to 10 at-bats a game. That's more at-bats in a single game than you're going to get in a entire travel ball weekend, or 3 to 4 Little League games. That's a big deal. You're going to play every single position during the game. You're going to be learning the game from all different vantage points. There's no travel necessary. It's not like travel ball where you got to travel for an hour or two just to get your at-bats in. Everything's local in your town. It's community-based. All the coaches know you. You know them. You're on a first-name basis. It just feels good. And lastly, unlike travel ball or other experiences where you're sitting on your toes waiting for when you're going to play, you get pre-scheduled games in SpeedBall. So you're never sitting the bench. You get to sign up with one of your best friends. Maybe sometimes we can accommodate more if you guys request each other. We just want to keep things even. We use trained professional coaches only. With how many at-bats there are, you're going to get significantly more defensive reps during the game, thinking through way more situations in the games. They are epic, fast-paced, action-packed. They sound like college football games. They're just so much energy, and they're so fun, not just for the players, but everybody involved, the parents and the coaches as well. So if you're wondering what ages work for you, now we sometimes divert from this a little bit, but go ahead and look for the right ages in your community. But we have our hit and run and pro pitch divisions. That's usually ages 7 to 9 years of age, advanced 7, 8, 9-year-olds, 7-year-olds up to 9-year-olds. Then we have our double play. This is for advanced 8-year-olds up to 10-year-olds. We have our triple play. This is a kid pitch, pro pitch blended division, where once they get their throwing arms in shape and they demonstrate that they can throw strikes, we do begin kid pitch SpeedBall. And that's for advanced 9-year-olds, so players that have played on their all-star teams, up to 11-year-olds. And then lastly, we have our only kind of bona fide kid pitch SpeedBall division, which is 10-year-old advanced players up to 12-year-olds. And look, I know that we all want our kids to play kid pitch baseball, but at the end of the day, what you don't get when what you eliminate is you're eliminating all the time with balls going to the backstop. A walk becomes a triple or a home run, and you get back so many more balls in play, so many more at-bats, and it just makes it so much more fun when you have coaches in there that are modulating pitch speeds and challenging the athletes appropriately. All right, just a few things. In your community, you may have a SpeedBall Under the Lights program. Go ahead and look for it. This is a brand new SpeedBall offering that we have in select communities only, so go ahead and check it out. Also, I want to tell you about some of the testimonials and reviews because we're super proud of these. We've got hundreds of these on Google. Go ahead and search them. You can see that I think we have somewhere around 265, 270 reviews, and all of them are 5 stars. So if you want to hear what parents are saying, go ahead and check us out online and search it. So the last thing I want to say here is, look, if you try SpeedBall and you don't absolutely love it and you just give it a shot for 2 weeks and it's not meeting your needs, we will give you a 100% full money back, satisfaction guaranteed, no questions asked. I am that confident that you will absolutely love this program. It'll meet your needs, help your child fall in love with the game, and develop them faster than they've ever developed before. Guys, thank you so much for watching this. If you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to reach out to help@legendscamps.com. You can go ahead and sign up right now at legendscamps.com, and we hope to see you soon.